Hey now, cats, we're back again this week on the Balls from Ellwood?
Ellwood? Wow.
The Balls from Ellwood show. See, it's been so long, I don't even remember the name of my own fucking show. So,
Wow.
you guys are probably wondering where the hell we've been, but guess who's back? Back again.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, but anyway.
We're back, baby!
We're back, bitches. I know it's been forever, but we've had a lot of stuff going on. Some good, some not so good, but we're resilient, and we're back, and we're ready to, talk about stupid shit. So let's get on with it.
We do, too. We still love stupid shit.
We still love stupid shit. We still love turning people on to ska music, punk music, horror movies, little true crime.
True crime, absolutely.
So let's get right at it. Let's just jump right in, hit the ground running. We might as well just start with some of the shit we've seen in a while, huh?
Right. I mean, we can't talk about what we did last year because we surely can't remember. So we'll just start with what we've done recently, which is, what did we see? We watched an interesting horror movie over the weekend.
We did. We watched The Boogeyman. Mm-hmm. And I what are your thoughts? I mean,
I enjoyed it. But it was also kind of like a little slow in different parts, or it went on too long in certain parts, and like the drama part of it all. I mean, I'm all for, building a storyline, caring about characters, but there were certain parts that just went on too long without any horrorness about it. And you almost kind of felt like, wait, what am I watching again? But the parts that were scary were scary. I mean, I jumped several times. The demon, the boogeyman, I guess is who he is. Pretty freaking scary, not gonna lie. Kind of reminds me, though, of the Demogorgon, which I understand, they were this is a Stephen King thing. And,
yeah, this was based on an old Stephen King story, which kind of predates all that. Which the Buffer brothers that do Stranger Things are self-admittedly humongous Stephen King fans, which you could tell a lot just from watching that show, which... there's no, imitation is the best form of flattery. So,
true.
I think the problem I had with it the most was that they showed that trailer at the Super Bowl last year.
Oh, yeah.
And they give away,
Probably one of the biggest
jump scares in the whole movie. Like, if I had not seen that in the trailer, I probably would have shit my pants.
Yeah.
It's effective. Like Xtina said, it takes a real long time to get there. And sometimes it is kind of so dramatic that it almost comes off kind of laughable.
Yeah.
Like it almost is like you're watching a after school special fused with a horror film. But then I think about that and I almost wonder. I almost think that might be kind of brilliant because you don't ever see. You see comedies and dramas like dramedies.
Right.
But how often do you ever see horror and drama fused?
Yeah, true.
And then when I think about I'd actually seen this in the theater without Xtina and initially, and I remember when the lights came on, I had to sit there. Most of the time, I'm like, that fucking sucks, or that was awesome. But I actually sat there for a few minutes, and I had to actually think about it and collect my thoughts. And I think it's actually kind of it's kind of less of a horror movie and kind of more of an allegory for letting go of grief and loss, tucked away into a monster movie. And that turns me on a way. Was the execution perfect? Not really.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of cool they even attempted to do that. So I think the good outweighs the bad, but there is, this is not a very visceral film. It's not for people that's not very patient. They want to see some action and get you. This is a very slow.
And isn't it a 90-minute film?
No, it's longer than that.
Oh, because I thought we started it.
No, it's
I thought
closer
it was only
to 2 hours.
Okay,
I think
because it felt very long.
It's a very slow burn film,
Yeah.
and the good outweighs the bad. I overall enjoyed it, but is it the best thing you're ever going to see? Probably not.
No,
but I've surely seen worse. Surely, the shit that I watch. So
Well, on to something we did enjoy.
Oh, you enjoyed it?
I did enjoy that. Go ahead and
Oh,
tell
wow, that's great. I tell you what, she laughed at me, which I get it. I actually didn't get to see it in the theater. I didn't get to see a lot of things in the theater this summer, unfortunately, because I had a lot of crazy shit going on. But I was bummed that I didn't get to see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem movie. I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous, but I love that shit.
Our generation.
Our generation, I loved that shit growing up. I watched had all the action figures and all that stuff, and I'll tell you what turned me on is the art style of this movie is like
Very.
revolutionary and groundbreaking,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like something I've never seen. It's just visually a feast. Like, it's gorgeous. I feel like James Lipton. It's visually a feast. I like to watch it. It's so beautiful. That's how I feel like I sound when I say this, but it really is. And like, even if you don't like the characters, you don't like the movie.
Yeah.
I think if you were just a fan of like the art direction and you just watched it for that alone, you'd probably appreciate it.
Yeah,
And
I never really got into the Ninja Turtles when I was a kid. I mean, and I enjoyed it. I could follow the story. I mean, it wasn't, you know,
it had an insane
anything
cast
crazy,
too.
yeah.
Like, I can't believe how many like. It had an insane cast, like, of voice actors, like
Seth Rogen, right?
Seth Rogen, actually, him and his partner Evan, I think, wrote it and,
that's
and
crazy.
produced it. Jackie Chan was Master Splinter. Ice Cube was the villain, which was awesome. John Carlo Esposito. What's his name? Cena. Who was the other one? Rogan. Seth Rogen was Rocksteady Bebop was Cena and Rogan. That was cool. There's a ton I can't even remember. Like, there's so many. But like, it was all David Faustino. Like, the list goes on and on. Like, I was like, wow. I was watching the credits and I'm like, this is amazing. Like, I even like, was Paul Rudd in one of them? I think?
Maybe.
I think he was one of them. Like, but man, it's crazy. But speaking of. Yeah, but we really love the Ninja Turtles movie. You get a chance to check it out. I honestly think even if you're not a fan, like, it might make you a fan. Who knows? But
speaking of Paul Rudd, is that what you're getting?
Speaking of Paul Rudd, Only Murders in the Building's back on.
Yeah, if you don't watch that, you're missing out.
You are doing yourself a disservice.
Listen, I never gave a shit about Steve Martin.
And I know it broke my heart to hear that.
I
loved SCTV growing up. I loved Steve Martin growing up.
Never saw what was so great about them. Never understood the whole attraction until this show. So I know that might be shocking, but truly, it opened up a whole new, line of sight, I guess you would say, for me to appreciate them. And boy, is that a good show! So good.
It really is. I mean, and they are always leaving you with. You just want more. I'd be really sad when this.
I think we have a new.
We do.
Today we have an episode. It comes out every Tuesday night on Hulu, and Tuesday anytime.
So you know what we'll be doing after this show here.
Yeah, that's right.
If you're not checking it out, Kat, you got to check it out. The only thing I have left before I know it's been a long, long time, and you haven't had any depravity in your life, and boy, do we have a doozy to come back for you with, but. Real quick, all I want to do, it's been a long time since I got to talk about the music I've been into, so I wanted to go real fast, and I wanted to show you what Balls and Xtina has been jamming to in the past few months. Real quickly, I'm going to show you real fast. Just had these cats on my show. This is one of my favorite albums of the year. This is Crime Wave by the Co-Defendants. Chesky and Sam, they just came on to go. Actually, you go on BFE TV, you could check my interview with them out. And if you go on BFE TV, you could see a live performance from Punkin Drublick in Columbus, Ohio, which is already almost up to 3,000 views. It's crazy. I was right on the side stage. It's about 95% of their set, and it's in 4K, Cat. So check that out, because everybody has been. It's good stuff, man. I'm actually really proud of that video is doing so well. Kind of wish the shit we were doing would do a little more like that, but you never know. You never know. Actually got this. Next, I got this little puppy in from Japan. As you can see, it's the Japanese version of the brand new Rancid, entitled, what is it? Tomorrow Never Comes. I'm pretty sure Tomorrow Never Comes. And if you get this little puppy from Japan, you actually get the bonus track, So Long Eddie. And I have to say, I've been a Rancid fan since I've been probably 14. And, the first 5 albums are easily the best. And then, things kind of go off the rails here and there, but they are back and they are in perfect form. So
even Xtina kind of likes it. And,
Xtina has no reason to like it. If you know Xtina's history with Tim Armstrong, let's just say it's less than favorable. And she even thinks this record's a banger. So if it has her blessing,
must be good.
Must be good, right? Real quick, they just reissued, and you could get this puppy on Bad Time Records from my buddy Mike Szynski. We are the Union Self-Care, actually one of my favorite Watu albums. I know Xtina hates when I say Watu, but I had to do it. So many bangers on this. A Better Home, What's Wrong With Me, oh my gosh. just such a great album. Please do. And you can get it on cool looking vinyl too. Like, check this out, right? Look how neat this is.
Oh, wow. I don't even think I saw that.
Look how cool that is, cats.
Wow.
So, please, support Watu, support our friend Reed, and get this record. I'm sure you guys probably heard it a million times already. Next is this reissue I was happy to...
Gosh, one of my favorite albums of all time.
We actually forgot how amazing this record is till I actually was lucky enough to snag one, and goddamn, the hippos are still happening all these years, man. Such a good record. Heads are gonna roll. Pick it up, cats.
Great stuff.
Next is a band that I absolutely love, but I'm not sure.
It's not so much my cup
a little
of tea.
too hard for Xtina, but I love Omnigone. Love the first album. Love this new album. I can't stop listening to it. I love it. More goodness from Bad Time Records. Go on, check it out, pick it up. No pun intended. Also, another recent guest of the Balls from Ellwood show. Just got to talk to Jay Navarro. We went to Ska-Fest, cats, and we interviewed Jay Navarro and the Traders.
And who is Jay Navarro, you might ask?
Who is that?
I believe he was the singer of a little ska punk band called the Suicide Machines. You might have heard of them.
Never heard of him.
Never
No, I'm
heard of
kidding.
him?
Are you kidding me? That was my whole freaking teenage years. Oh my gosh. But anyway, they got a kind of like a cool little chill rock steady, like ska, like reggae thing going, and one of my favorite albums of the year, cats. Again, Bad Time Records. I feel like I should work for Bad Time
I was going to
Records.
say, are you getting paid?
I almost feel like...
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
us up.
I think it's time you start sending us a little kickbacks here, buddy. Because I have to say, just stop... Either that or stop putting out, like, the best ska music on any label, you know. Jeez Louise. Jay Navarro, the Traders. Check out my interview. Actually, check out footage on BFE TV from Ska-Fest. Got a great 4K video of Jay Navarro and the Traders catch. Check that out if you're into it. Also, this is a band I've loved for a long time, and it actually bums me that, like, I don't feel they get enough love and recognition. If you're a fan of the show, you've seen them on here several times. This is their brand new album, Rebel Flesh. Buddies, friends of the show from Texas. They make, if you like, you know, like kind of like horror rock, like horror, you like punky kind of horror rock, you're going to love these guys. So please, new album, More Than Rock and Roll. You can check it out on Sue Records. So mosey on over to Sue Records and pick that up. This is something Balls got on the train real late. I never understood the fascination before. And I don't know if it was because there was so much like those kind of bands at the same time.
I think that.
And I kind of like was just like, oh, but like, boy, was I wrong. Like I got inspired and I loved their video for what was it? Bogus Operandi. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like they almost did like an Evil Dead-esque kind of video, and it sucked me in. So I started checking out the Hives. And I was super pumped for their new album. I couldn't wait for it to come out. Every single they released I was all about. I went back in their back catalog. I was super... And I'm like, holy cow. Like, I don't know how I slept on this band, because, man, I fucking love them now. Like, And I have to say, The Death of Randy Fitzsimmons is easily probably one of my favorite albums of the year. I've listened to this shit so much, I'm surprised Xtina hasn't ripped her hair out yet.
No, I like it, though.
But I have to say... if you even hear the concept of this album and you read the whole premise, that alone is insane. But I have to say, I don't think you'd be disappointed, man. Don't sleep on the Hives like I did. Great album. Front to back, there's really no bad songs on this album. So check it out. Please do. Shouldn't be hard to find that one. That should be everywhere. But
yeah, you would
this is not even out yet. It comes out Friday. But I pre-ordered a long time ago. And I got my copy of the new Mustard Plug.
And what color is that vinyl?
Where have all my friends go? Where'd all my friends go? Let's see.
Where'd all my friends go?
I don't know. Let me see here. I don't even remember what I got here.
I think it's a funky. Is it a funky thing?
Oh yeah, it is a funky thing.
Yeah,
Check that out.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to say, Mustard Plug still sounds every bit as awesome as they did in the 90s. Great album from start to finish. Again, here's the difference though. They're now on Bad Time Records, so go get this. As you can see, Got some great gatefold stuff happening. And again, not a bad album on the track. They even do a video for their first single, and it's kind of got a little horror vibe too, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
So
There's a vampire.
oh yeah, oh that's right, yeah.
house.
Oh, actually, yeah, I forgot about that one too. That one's great too. But that was their second, then the third one. But yeah, the Bad Time Records cats, go check it out. All right, and I only got a couple more, and I'm going to let Xtina do her thing. We discovered these cats at the Slackers show, and I have to say, I don't know how they got under our radar.
I mean, they're from the UK, but like, still, they shouldn't have been under our radar.
I don't know how. Like, I don't know how they, all these
And
years.
they've been around for what, 10, 12 years?
Yeah,
or something?
I don't know. Like, I don't know how they. I don't get
crazy.
it. But I have to say, this is the most high energy ska punk I've heard in a long time.
Good. Yeah.
It like completely blew us away. Like, it's funny. I said to her when we were seeing them, I'm like, man, I think we're seeing something special. Like, these guys are really going to go somewhere. They've been around for fucking ever. We just never heard of them. So this is their latest album, The Road to Sedition. Go check out Faintest Idea if you want some high energy ska punk like I know you do.
Absolutely.
That's right.
What else you got there?
And last but not least, as you know, I'm still not really happy about the Boss Tones breaking up. I'm still not taking it too well, but I have to say this latest split from Bad Time Records with Bad Operation and Joe Gittleman, the bass and fiddleman from the Boss Tones, he's doing his own solo stuff, and I gotta say, this is a really catchy split. I love the Bad Operation stuff on it, and I love Joe Gittleman. He has 3 songs, and definitely a worthwhile investment, cats. So that's all I really been...
That's not all you have, though. Balls has a new found love for a certain pop star.
I wasn't really going to talk about that.
To
but,
us. Oh, yes, we're going to talk about that.
Shit,
We need to dive into that.
Shit, here we go.
Apparently, he read in some horror magazine.
I go on the nerd websites to see what the horror muckety mucks are all yakking about. So I go on there one afternoon, and they're like, this new Doja Cat video is insane. Like, if you like horror films, like, you're going to love it. I'm thinking,
Doja Cat?
Doja Cat, really? Like, that would be a name I'd hear, and I'd be like, yeah, who the fuck cares?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But, oh boy, I have to say, boy, I feel myself...
You turning red? You embarrassed? A little embarrassed?
You know what? No. You know what? Fuck it.
You're going to own it?
I'm going to own it.
You're going to own your love for Doja Cat?
I have to say, she earned my love. This video for her new video, Demons...
It's pretty incredible.
It made me love Doja Cat overnight. I'm a fan. Like, I'm not ashamed to say I'm a fan. I'm not. I'm really not.
I'm still a little iffy on the sound. It's going to take a while for me to embrace it.
As you know, Balls grew up on hip hop, so like it wasn't too far from my
for
wheel
me,
well.
Yeah, it's a little out of my realm.
But this video, the video alone is terrifying.
Incredible.
It's very like it has Christina Ricci in it. It's paying homage to different like popular horror films of the and I had to say, like, she's fucking terrifying looking. Like, whoever directed this and who does the visual effects and things,
they did a damn good job.
It's pretty spooky. So, like, I went back and I had to see
where the hell did she come from?
Where did she come from?
Who is she? Why is she? All this stuff. So I come upon the video that made Doja Cat a star. And do yourself a favor. Please look it up. It is called Moo by Doja Cat. And there are no words. Do you have words?
I don't even want to tell you about it because I just want you to go and see it for yourself. And I mean, it might be the best video on the internet. I mean, much like The Room is the best worst video. But
there you go.
I have to say,
It's
like,
in that vein.
Between that, it made me want to go and just see everything else she's ever did because, like, I kind of love her now. Like, I mean, I can't get it out of my head. And once you see the video, you'll totally understand. Are you a fan of bouncing animated boobies?
I mean, I guess.
Are you a fan of, like, cows?
Sure, why not?
Are you a fan of
slutty
Old McDonald
farmer-looking
slutty farmer chicks? Oh my gosh, I love that. Yes, absolutely. Then you're going to love it. You're going to love it. Highly recommended.
All right.
So, I think that's probably enough for now. Artie Cats, you know what? It's been a long time since I got to utter this phrase, but...
Utter.
You know her. I see
Sorry,
what you did there.
Couldn't help myself.
You know her. I love her. Well, let's give a hand for Xtina and her Depravity Corner. And I haven't had some depravity in my life for a long time. I feel like the quotient in my blood is very low.
Oh boy.
I feel like you should. Do you have a fucked up story?
Well,
for us?
I do, but I feel like this is like fucked up light because there's no murder, there's no molestation, there's no, I don't know what else is terrible. I mean, there's no rape. I guess that falls under most. So it's kind of depravity light in a way, but yet it's still absolutely atrocious.
I'll be the judge of this.
You be the judge of that. So I've been seeing a lot of buzz on the internet the last few days about this lady named Ruby Franke. It's spelled Franke. One would assume you'd say Frank and the E would be silent, but apparently that is not correct. Ruby Franke. Who the hell is she? She is a mother that is now in prison for abusing her children. But prior to that, she's been a very prevalent YouTube star with her YouTube page called 8 Passengers. I guess because they have 5, maybe 6 kids, and then there's the 2 adults, 8 passengers. Anyway, they're Mormon, imagine that. They live in Utah, imagine that. And they're abusive, imagine that. Now, I digress. I do know real actual Mormons, and they are decent humans. However, in the news lately a lot, there's something going on in the Mormon culture that is not okay. It seems they've all lost their marbles, and this is just another example. So, Mormons are very much about purity culture, and of course, so are Christians and this and that, but they're not as prevalent, I guess, or not as, strict about it. This podcast I watched, they basically said, to have premarital sex in the Mormon culture is the same equivalent as committing a murder. Oh yeah. So
I'm a serial killer then.
Right. So it's that bad. So you just don't do that, and you want to, not teach your kids about any of that. And if, God forbid, they even consider anything of that nature, they're in trouble. And not just trouble like you're grounded. They're going to like some crazy cuckoo like religious camp that, is supposed to fix them. And then from what I understand, these camps, they fix them, all right. They more or less make it worse, 10 times worse, I think, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. If you heard about Paris Hilton talking about those, she got stuck in some camp, and she mentioned how messed up it was, and they like starve you, and they do this and that. And so
Paris Hilton?
Yeah, she went to some camp. She was a Mormon, but her parents sent her to some Mormon, like, fix you up camp, like to.
I don't think it worked.
Well, you know what? She's changed a lot. She's a mom now. She's married. I think she's learned from her youth.
I'll forgive her for that real shitty skull.
Yeah. Anyway, this isn't about that. This is about Ruby Franke and her children, and I don't even know where to begin. So she got arrested for child abuse. Now, apparently, and I forgot to tell Balls this, I was telling him the story earlier, one of the kids escaped out of the house, and they were emaciated, and they were tied up with duct tape. So I guess it did get a little less light depravity at some point.
It's pretty messed up.
But they weren't. This is where it gets weird. So the woman was married for several years to her husband. They have all these kids. I guess she kicked the husband out like a year ago.
If you're not going to starve these kids, buddy, get the fuck
you're
out of here.
Yeah. So she moved in and moved all her children in with this famous therapist amongst the Mormon crew. And I guess she has her own, what do you call it? She has her own YouTube channel. And so they joined forces. And I guess this woman is also equally as, I don't want to say sadistic, but she's problematic, I guess is the word. So she too was arrested. Jody, what the heck's her name? Hildebrandt, Jody Hildebrandt. So apparently you can Google her too. She has a lot of problematic issues out there in regard to her therapy style and, you know, guilting people for, you know, things of like masturbation and, you know, looking at porn and things like that. So like it's a whole culture of that sort of way of life. But that's only a part of it. The biggest issue that I've seen in like the few clips that I've watched today of this Ruby, she videoed this, she blogged it and put it out on her YouTube channel that the school called me today. I can't believe it. Let's just say Jamie, you know, she forgot her lunch again today. Well, guess what? Jamie is responsible. She has to learn responsibility. She's going to learn to pack her lunch and take it with her every day, or she's just not going to eat. And I told that teacher, don't you dare give her any food, and don't let those other kids give her any food either. She needs to learn. Do you know how old little Jamie is? Little Jamie is 6 years old. Would you expect a 6-year-old to A, pack their lunch, B, put it in some sort of lunchbox and actually remember to take it? If you do, you're insane. I can't even barely get a 14-year-old to do that. So like, hello, let's get with the program here, people. That's not normal. And she honestly wanted this kid to starve. And she thought that the teacher was being unreasonable and that the teacher thought, you know, that her way of doing things was wrong. She wanted her to come home and be hungry, and she said, I'll surely have a snack for her, but she's going to learn the hard way. And if that's not strange enough, their older son, who they sent to this, you know, fix me camp, because who knows what he was doing. Prior to that or after that, I don't know, he played some prank on his younger sibling. Who doesn't do that? Okay? And it was a harmless prank. Nobody got hurt. There was no damage involved. It was a harmless prank. I think he told him they were going to Disney and hurry up and get ready. Something really stupid. The parents decided that this child no longer deserved his own bedroom, so he was forced to sleep in the living room on a beanbag chair for 7-8 months. No bedroom for you. You will learn not to play pranks on your child. And I also heard that kid was really into football, and he was really good at football. And he, you know, was very, like, the coaches loved him. He was very, you know, he listened, he did what he was supposed to, he was intelligent. I mean, they were thinking, you know, he might actually even potentially get a scholarship to college because of his football. Well, guess what mom took away from him? Because he didn't do his chores at home. Therefore, football was just taking up too much of his life. And no, never mind that this could get you somewhere in life, but you're done. And they also, I guess, neighbors have spotted the youngest children, who are probably under 8, outside weeding at the therapist's house where they're staying in over 100-degree weather in, like, basically desert conditions. Just doing weeds. And, you know, okay, kids should have chores, that's fine. But from what I understand, this mother, and again, she put this on video on her YouTube channel, that the children don't get to eat breakfast until their chores are finished. So
what kind of chores can you have before you go to school?
Yeah, exactly.
Eat breakfast.
Yeah, I don't know. But this is crazy. So then I heard or read or whatever that one of her daughters was really feeling sick, and she had been for a couple of days losing vision. And probably because she was starving would be my guess, because apparently they withheld food a lot from the kids. Yeah. So the girl was losing her vision, and she felt very, you know, woozy. And I guess even the dad like stepped in and was like, "Yeah, we better take her to the ER. This seems serious." And the mom was like, "Well, let's think about it for a little bit, and I'm gonna hop in the shower." And next thing you know, she's like vlogging herself picking out a lip gloss, while her daughter's like barely being able to see and needs to get to the freaking ER ASAP. Now, why dad didn't just hop in the car and take it? It seems to me that this mom had like definitely had a hold and control over him too. And, you know, I don't know how much he had a part to play in this. Yeah, again, goes back to the Mormon thing. And, you know, I guess I'm sure he figured that was the only way he was gonna, you know, whatever. But I don't know. It's so crazy, but this is a relatively recent story, but apparently even their viewers were calling CPS back in 2020 and, saying, hey, something's not right with this family. You really got to check it out. So, and I think, finally the kids were stepping up. I know the oldest daughter, she's 20 and she's in college, but I guess she got the word that mom was getting arrested. I don't know if she just happened to be there or what, but she actually videoed it or took a picture of her mom getting arrested and put finally and posted that to her Instagram. Like how horrible of a human being do you have to be that your 20-year-old daughter is happy that you're getting away from her younger siblings? I mean, it's terrible. So I don't know what's going on with the father, if he's going to be held accountable. I'm sure he's going to have to be somewhat accountable, but I really do think that he might have been, just kind of a puss, really. So and afraid to stand up to her, which sucks. But I mean, I also don't know that he needs to go to jail for that. But I guess time will tell, and we'll find out what he actually had a hand in. But it seems like she was definitely the her and this therapist lady were in cahoots, and they started a whole new channel and all about, all the crazy stuff and how to raise kids properly with respect and manners and, but apparently that includes withholding food and, teaching them things like doing chores until you're allowed to eat. And it's just very bonkers. The way to go about it is very, very wrong. So keep following that. If you want to look up more, just Google Ruby Franke, Franke. You will go down a rabbit hole of information, as I did today. That's how I spent my final day off of a 5-day weekend. So good times, good times. How you feeling, Balls?
I think that was a little more than depravity light.
Okay, all right. I guess it was, huh?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, child abuse is no joke, and it's funny, like. There's a fine line between,
discipline and abuse.
Discipline and child abuse, and people love to toe that line.
And abusers like to hide behind
Yes.
the discipline excuse.
Yes, exactly.
And in actuality, I believe they all know that they're
And this
being
woman,
abusive.
I don't know. I mean, she has to know, but she also thinks she's like the greatest thing since sliced bread. If you watch her videos, she'll be telling you about punishing her child, and she'll be like, like giggling about it, like it's so funny. Like, really? Like, you're a fucking psycho lady. So I hope the psycho lady never sees the light of day again, and surely her children get all the help they need and can move on and have a normal life, I would hope. Lots of therapy involved, and hopefully not with the crazy therapy lady. Oy vey.
Wow.
Anyway, Balls, I think that does it.
Yeah, I tell you what, I feel pretty confident that we had a nice running start back. Look forward to seeing us. I mean, it might not be every week, but let's just say maybe twice a month.
We'll make a conscious effort.
We'll make a conscious effort to see you a
How's
couple
that?
times a month. So tune in, cats. Thanks for checking us out, and we will see you next time. Peace and love.
Peace and love.